installment because I had to shut down the second one. I apologize if the quality is bad. Let me cut this light on a little bit so you can see. But I don't want you to pay attention to what I look like. I would rather you pay attention to what I'm trying to say. To kind of continue from the last video, we're allowing other people to give us an agenda. Our first agenda when we became, I would say when we became conscious here when we were kind of trying to really take the bull by the horn as a people here in this nation. I would say that would be around it really was the whole process from 1865 when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed into law. But it really got a fever pitch in the 1960s, around the late 1950s and 1960s. We were on fire at that time. And our main agenda at that time, this is during the times of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. The Black Panthers hadn't even come to power yet. They weren't even part of the equation yet. That was the aftermath. It was the after effect of the death of King and the death of Malcolm X and the death of Fred Hampton. Rest in peace, all three of them. And Stokely Carmichael, Angela Davis, etc., etc. I would like to give a shout out to Matula Shakur. In the words of Tupac, hold your head up. I hope somebody reviews your case and seeks some type of justice for you, because I'm not sure about your guilt. Knowing our conditions and knowing the things that I know now, I'm not sure about your guilt. But that's a whole nother, that's another video. However, during that time, our mission goal at that time was to become educated, was to be on par, to somehow get on par with the individuals that are around us, our peers, which were Caucasians at the time here in America, white Americans. I don't even like to use that term, but I will for the sake of identification in this video. It was to become something, to become men and to become women, right? To educate ourselves, to say that we are equal, to say that we are human beings, to say that the same rights that you have, we are deserving of those same rights, and that we shouldn't have to work so hard for them, but we are willing to do so to prove to you that this is who we are and this is what we want to become, and that you are no better than us, but you are equal to us and we are equal to you, right? And that we do deserve to succeed. We want to achieve things just like you want to achieve things. We would like to be considered intelligent and not animals. I am a full human being. I'm a full man. I'm a full woman. And I'm not 3/5 of a person. Do you understand? These were the standards that we were living by. This is what we were pushing. Different movements had their different ways and methods of doing it. But the end goal was for us to be considered human beings and be treated with the same rights that those around us were given. Now, I just don't feel that vibe. I don't feel that same vibe. I don't feel that fire. I don't feel that push. I don't feel that ambition. I don't feel that drive. I don't feel that self-motivation, that self-preservation. You know, it's that little instinct that kicks in when you feel like you're about to die. Fight or flight, what they call it in psychology. I don't see that fight. If anything, I see, like I said, contentment. And I look around me and I say, contentment with what? What are we content with? I would, a lot of people would beg to differ with me, but I'm going to make this statement. It's not really a generalized statement. It's my opinion, but I do think my opinion is based on fact. What are we content with? Our situation is no better than it was 40, 50 years ago. It's just dressed up piece of turd to me. That's all it is. It's the same piece of trash, but we dressed it up to make it look good. And we accept it. We say this is what it is. This is beautiful. And it's not, because if you take the outer layer off of it, you take the dressing off of it, you'll realize it's the same trash. And it needs to be taken out. It's ruining, it's decaying our communities. It's decaying our souls. It's decaying our minds. It's decaying our philosophy in life. I don't even think we have a philosophy anymore, except get money. Anybody who has money that was rich or is rich can tell you money doesn't buy you contentment. Money doesn't buy you purpose. Do you understand? Money will distract you from that. Money doesn't educate you. Money doesn't make you intelligent. Though it might take a certain level of intelligence to make money. Once you make the money is not going to make you more intelligent at all. If anything, it will be a hindrance to your evolution as a person and as a nation, as a community, as a neighborhood, as a family. I do not try to display that I'm better than anyone else. I hope I don't come off as that, because that's far from the truth. That's so far from the truth. The truth is what I seek is for people to prick themselves and say, am I awake? Is this what reality really is? Am I living in another dimension? I would like African Americans to do that. And I would like them to understand that the walk away movement is not just a slick little hashtag. It's really a movement. It's a state of mind. I am walking away from something that is not working anymore for me. Not only just me, but there are people around me that it's not working for. 8 years went past, and the remnants of that was nothing but accomplishments that never was made, a dream deferred. I hope that Barack Obama wouldn't see me as an adversary, although I have made my discontentment with his philosophy known. Maybe it wasn't done in the most tactful way, but it was effective for the moment, because I felt betrayed. And I expressed that betrayal, or that perception of a betrayal, in the most honest and authentic way as I possibly could. It wasn't accepted the way that I would have liked it to be accepted. Nevertheless, it was the truth of how I felt. It was my expression of how I felt at the time, and still feel now, and even more so. Because for someone who was supposed to stand up for the African American community and say, we have arrived, I am the poster child of our arrival. I am the representation of what you can be if you apply yourself. For someone who stood for that. If we want to get racial, brother, there's no way that a blonde-haired man from New York is supposed to dwarf your legacy in just 2 years of his term. A man who they said was not even competent enough to even hold the position. A man who they said ruined his own family just by being rich. A man who they've said everything from this man is a complete idiot to him being Satan incarnate. There's no way this man is supposed to dwarf your accomplishments. I feel strongly about that because I look like you. And our people look like you. And I feel like you misrepresented us. You misrepresented us. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm so emotional about it. You're a misrepresentation of what we were trying to achieve here. I feel like you set us back 100 years or so. We came all this long and this far to come to that one moment and for nothing to come out of it. Now you got Eric Holder, another brother, saying statements like, when they go low, we kick them. Is that how I want African Americans to be perceived in this country? You're not just a Democrat, brother. You're an African American Democrat. And as much as you would like to say that doesn't make any difference, that doesn't hold any weight, it does. Trust me. You're not that damn far from, excuse me for using profanity, but you're not that far from reality. You can be politically correct all you want. Bottom line is, you know that when you speak, you're speaking as an African American, Black American. You're not just speaking as an American. Unfortunately, it is an unfortunate consequence that we are not that far from Jim Crow. So you don't make statements like, when they go low, we kick them. I believe Michelle Obama coined the phrase first. And the phrase goes, quote, when they go low, we go high, unquote. What happened to that? Again, I believe that we are allowing others to influence our vote. When I say vote, I'm not just talking about a ballot. I'm talking about the time and the effort that we give to these elections. The sheer work that goes into running as a candidate and those who support it. This means so much more to us as a people than what you making it out to be. And I believe as an African American living here in America, in this nation, we, out of all of the other ethnic groups, no disrespect to none of them, but we should be on the ball the most. We should be striving for education the most. We should be striving for success and achievement the most. We have a point to prove still. And we haven't proved it yet, despite the accomplishments of people like Obama, despite the millionaires who are black, despite a Bob Johnson, despite a Magic Johnson, despite these individuals, despite a Michael Jordan, despite you guys, that's only a small number of us. What about the rest of us? Are we just collateral damage? To quote Nancy Pelosi. You know she's part of your party, and she said that. Are we? Are we dead weight? Are we expendable? Is that what we are? If we are, and that's how you feel, I think we need a new leader. We need new leaders. Definitely. I made this video because I wanted to express that. I wanted to express, I was going through my Twitter page. And when I went through my Twitter page, I was sold so many different stories about Donald Trump Jr. And no, excuse me, Donald J. Trump. And Donald Trump Jr. The whole Trump family. I was sold. And now that I work for Greg Pence, actually in his area, there are still others that seek to sell these stories to me. True or untrue. My point is, how come these stories weren't sold to me a long time ago? Right? Why, when these men want to step up and make a change for themselves, and make a change for their communities, and make a change for the nation, and stand behind Donald Trump and the accomplishments this man is trying to push and trying to achieve, why now these stories? Did not these stories still mean something to you before these men ran for position? Or is it now it means something because they're running for position? Now, how much credibility should I put on something like that? If you weren't willing to tell me when these men were nothing, then should I put any credence to it now that these men are trying to be something? Isn't that something to support? When a man wants to become something and do better for his community himself and his nation, isn't that when you stand up and you hold that man's arms and you say to him, I will be your crutch should you fall? Or is that a time to tear a man down with something that you wasn't even willing to talk about when he was nothing? I'm going to shut this down at 17. I will end with this. To my Republican Party members, I consider myself a member. I'm not going to short myself on that. I'm a full member. I pay dues. I literally pay dues to the RNC. Every month, there's a certain amount of money taken out of my bank account. I don't make a lot, but I still give. Because I believe. When you believe in something, when you believe in a philosophy, there's nothing you wouldn't do to see that philosophy blossom. Especially if it's something that is going to be successful for yourself and those around you. More so for those around you. Because if the people around you are unhappy, you're going to be unhappy even if you're successful. Why do I say that? Because nobody that is unhappy wants to look at somebody that's happy. That's just a very unfortunate consequence of life here on this planet amongst human beings who have feelings and emotions. Sometimes those feelings and emotions are guided and misguided in the wrong direction. So therefore, I would rather make the people around me happy before I become happy myself. In fact, I would rather make them happy and then I will be happy making them happy. Because then I don't have to deal with those misguided emotions. I'm not an elitist. But at the same time, I'm not selfless either. I don't make selfless sacrifices. And so therefore, I will end with this. To the Black and African community out there, whoever seeks to look at this video, if you happen across this video, understand that I'm still on a journey, but I have made a big change in my life. And those big changes did not come without help from those who were willing to give me an opportunity to prove to myself, not them, because they were already in a position to achieve and to succeed. They gave me an opportunity to succeed for myself. No, they didn't give me anything, but they said, young man, it's that way. Now it's up to you to buy some shoes, tie them up, and walk that way. I've been down that road before. I can tell you what it is. I can tell you what you might experience, but I'm not going to walk it for you. That you have to do yourself. That is in a nutshell what the Republican Party has done for me. It showed me the way. It didn't say, hey, listen, I know the way, but I'm not going to show you the way unless it profits me. I know the way and I would show you the way, but I'm afraid that you're going to get there before I do. I know the way and would show you the way, but somebody told me not to because it's not in my best interest or their best interest. No, the Republican Party said, hey, listen, man, you want something? Do you really want something? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to work your heart out for it? There's opportunity. There's jobs. There's work. Are you willing to work for what you want? You can have it as much as you want to your heart's desire. But are you willing to work for it? How hard are you willing to work? How much time do you want to invest in it? Because I can tell you about success, but what I can't tell you is how to get there. No, I can tell you about how to get there. Better yet, I can tell you how to get there, but I can't get there for you. I can't tell you how much ambition you have in your heart. Only you know that. I can't tell you how much intelligence and knowledge you have to get there. Only you know that. I can't tell you what type of education you're gonna require to get there. But I can show you the school that you need to go to and tell you about these government grants that will help put you in school to learn the trade, to learn the skills that you need to go after what you want. It's there. I'm not going to take it from you, but I'm not going to give it to you. That builds character. That shows you what you're made of. That proves to you whether you're a boy or whether you're a man, or what I used to call a mouse. And for women too, this message goes for women too, especially women. Why would I say that, sweetheart? Our next generation comes from your body. Therefore, if you're ignorant, and I hate to be blunt, but if you're ignorant, then our next generation will be ignorant. And so therefore, I would rather you not be ignorant. Because I don't want my next generation to be ignorant. There's an old African proverb that comes to mind. It states this, if I can remember correctly. It may be paraphrased. Don't blame it on my heart, blame it on my mind. It says that if you want to teach a community, if you want to teach a person, you teach a man, right? If you want a leader, a strong leader of a community, you teach a man. But if you want to teach, if you want a strong nation, you teach a woman. Because out of a woman, the man flows. At the breast of his mother is where he learns his first lessons about life. So if his mother is not right, then he won't be right. I would go into Sigmund Freud, but I'm not going to bore you like that. This is Andrew Grammer signing out. Just remember this, whether you're black, whether you're white, Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, the bottom line is this. It's time for the identity politics to go away. And it's time to ask us, what are we here for? We need to ask ourselves, what is our purpose? Why are we here? What is it that we're here to learn? What is it we're here to accomplish? I think that's what matters on either side of the aisle. You guys have a great day or night or whatever the situation may be when you see this video. Peace out.